For today's video, I wanted to take a spin on an aggressive deck list that was focusing on essentially being mono red. So this is what I like to call red Satyr or red Crusader, and as you can see here in the list, everything is red or at least shares the red color. 50 cards here at red, which is really important if you want to make sure that Mighty Ally always triggers. And you also get to take full advantage of Northwind Outpost. I'm not going to go through all of the deck choices per se, but just know that if you want, you can go back in the video, pause, take a look at the list. The deck code will be in the video description like always as well, but I just wanted to do something a little bit different. I really enjoy playing strength-based aggressive decks because typically there's a lot of cards that have the word charge on it, and as we know, that's my favorite way to go about things. But instead of playing just charge heavy lists, I wanted to do something that could also just be old school, aggressive, making great use of some of the cards. Now, I think Raiding Party goes back here. And I'm tempted to throw this back just because it's one of the few prophecies that we have and we'd prefer to play it for free. So I think we're going to do that. There is an argument to be made about maybe keeping these because this, if they answer with like a Fighter's Guild Recruit, means that we could protect the Rift Thane. But, oh, this is another way to do it as well, so we can still protect Rift Thane with the combo of Clan Captain into Firebrand. Now the downside is we won't have a lot of cards to work with after that, but we have a very aggressive opener here. Gonna wait and see if they have a 1-drop. If they do, it's probably Ungolem. That being said, there are some aggressive or at least mid-rangey versions of Ebonheart that do exist. Perhaps they would start with something like a Deepwood Trapper. They're going to take their time, and in the interim, we're going to click on some of these cool things on the board then, so that our board can light up while we wait. We have the dagger that lights up. Oh,
likes these.
Oh ho ho! It was an opportunist. Not what I was expecting. We're just gonna go ahead and throw a 2/4 guard in front of it then, I guess. Since they're gonna take away our fun, we'll go that route, and they're gonna run it away. How rude.
Khajiit doesn't need to be followed.
Death to the enemy.
I think we'll just take the trade. Take the trade, try to establish some dominance here in the field lane. Double outpost. Kind of nice for longevity. Now there is an argument to be made about perhaps we should have just let that stay hitting us. Yeah, this is looking like it's going to be an aggressive version of Ebonheart. Now the good news is this just draws, it does not come into play, and they have to give us a rune. Unless, of course, they have something like another Shadow Shift. They could come over and trade with our 4/4 to try to slow us down. I got a feeling that's just come in face. That's a pretty good pickup for us. That is more of a problem, alright? That is not an ideal card for us to be seeing. Relentless Raider and Northwind Outpost together here make for a pretty splashy turn.
Come and warm yourself.
I think that's exactly what we're gonna do here.
Death to the enemy.
Because at 24 health, I feel confident that we're not going to get bursted, even with the charge here. This having guard kind of protects these two, and these two by themselves threaten lethal. We do also have a Lit and Crusader's Assault for potential reach. So this can trade with either of these. But again, we have a lot of damage still potentially on the board. I'm gonna rapid shot. All right.
Repel the invaders.
We're still one damage off of lethal at the moment. Neither of those help us. And that is actually a problem. We have more health, so Rift Thane will not become a guard. Crusader's Assault, even if we use one of them, gives us the chance to draw a card, and then we would have to draw something that would deal 3 damage. So we'd be trying to perhaps find something like Raiding Party.
For the rift.
And that was not the case. So
I will push them back.
we just do this, try to set up lethal for the following turn, and hope that they do not have the ability to kill us, but it's very possible. So this card is incredibly strong as far as enabling burst.
Tired of your foolishness.
And
I mete out the tribunal's justice.
yeah,
Repel the
that
invaders.
What did you expect? Friendly greeting.
means that they'll have access to another one. Now this prophecy might have been enough to save us. So we have a guard in both lanes now. Because we were 1 damage short before. And they were looking to ride that. Okay, we get there on the back of a prophecy. Oh, I'm sorry, Sergio, if you see this. You did everything right. Sometimes last rune prophecies just decide games. It's just the nature of the beast in Legends. Well played, sir. And let's just jump into another game. Because that's what we do with these. We play 2 games, win or lose. But I will admit, this is kind of my preferred style of deck. I like things that are aggressive. It's so weird, because when I play Legends, you know, in my youth I used to love playing control decks. But when I play Legends, I like being proactive. I like being the person trying to dictate the pace and the flow of the game. We're up against Telvanni. Telvanni is a pretty rough matchup at times. Make no mistake about it.
I can take a pit bait and weaken
We're gonna hold this because if they try to go in front of that, we want to maybe try to protect it.
Trolls take you.
And
Time to
we're not quite able to get there, so we'll go ahead and do this. Now, once they get to 3 Magicka, they'll have a way to nuke this here.
Well,
this is likely...
let's see if we can find
oh,
something
I was going to say
useful.
likely a Black Hand Messenger, but that's just a Reclaimer. How interesting. This is probably a good turn for me to utilize Crusader's Assault, but the greed in me really wants to slap down this Relentless Raider or this Mighty Ally and just keep pushing. Actually, playing the Mighty Ally over here makes an awful lot of sense. Following turn, so they'll make a value trade likely with this. The following turn, we can follow it up with a Raider again, and Crusader's Assault to go over top.
Trolls take
So I do actually think that's going to be our course of action here. Again, Mighty Ally, always going to be a 6-3 breakthrough when you're playing a 100% strength-based deck. We're hiding this in the Shadow Lane because against Telvanni, you have to play around Territorial Viper. And while if Viper kills one of these all had 1 health anyway, not that big of a deal. But something like Ally, you want it to survive long enough to swing. Oh,
Put these G's.
sadly, they denied that attempt.
I have no fear of you, cowardly skeever.
We will go ahead, take our Crusader's Assault, draw some cards here. Oh no. That's rather unfortunate for us. Now, we could play this just to get damage going. It's really just a question about, like, what do we expect our next turn to be? I think we hold. Next turn is likely the 5/5. The prophecy hurts, not a ton, but it hurts. It did deny a decent amount of damage. Sanctuary Pet was a beautiful answer to our mighty ally, though. But we do likely develop this. I suspect this will also eat another Sanctuary Pet. Probably via Necromancer, if I had to guess. We're gonna develop that there. This was a mistake. I should have waited to play this till after I broke the rune. But if they use a ring charge, for example, they can get Necromancer and a Sanctuary Pet over here to lock this down. But we use the Scimitar here so that the Camel can't take that trade heads up. Now it can attack in to set up something like a Blackhand Messenger trading into it in the future. Now our good news is that Outpost means this trades here. Bad news is that means we miss out on dealing an awful lot of damage. Or we can just use an Earthbone Spinner. That's fine. So we'll go ahead and we'll use this here.
The forest will not suffer your presence.
Push this. And again, I think we hold on to this for now. One of the reasons that it's important to hold on to, I think, at least one charger is because with your items and things like that, it gives you the ability to be reactive. We're like running into turns where Ice Storm could be a thing. So the 1 damage last turn as opposed to saving it until post-outpost are things to consider. This likely trades here. They've got a lot of magicka to deal with this, so this will be our only source of damage this following turn. Oh, that is not good. That is not good for us.
Come and warm yourself.
Be silent.
Alright, we will go ahead and take this now, just to get him within striking distance, because we do run, at this point, things like Candlehearth Brawler get the job done. Underworld Vigilante get the job done. Raiding Party gets the job done. So we want to take advantage of that. Now this is clearly Uprising Telvanni, not just because we've seen this, but at this point I expect them to get back cards like Giant Bat and use the items to keep trading and healing up. Oh, so close, but so far. Down to 1 as we continue trying to push. Argument to be made about maybe holding on to them because now they can still respond. But we're just hoping that they don't have endless answers the way that Telvanni always seems to do so. This is an interesting kind of list to consider using, the new monthly reward card, right? Something like Sentinel Reclaimer.
My servant.
This is likely getting a bat that they are going to look to pump. Oh, or just get some health and then maybe guard. They're doing anything they can to top off that health. And we're going to be at the mercy of our own top deck. But again, we have a lot of live draws. And we also have a lot of draws that will do nothing.
The waters of life.
Okay. Speaking of draws that will do nothing. It's a really unfortunate top deck. They're going to get at least 2 more health again. But I think they might have stabilized, gang. The biggest issue is that by going to 5, it means that Candle Hearth will no longer get the job done. Oh, they're going to go above 5. They're going to go well above 5. They use that monthly reward card. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's kind of dangerous. I was about to say, I thought they were going to use the monthly reward card to jack this up. Yeah, they would have broken a rune, but they would have gained an awful lot of health. But, alright. So, they're going to stabilize and likely win this game. On the back of Giant Bat. And the monthly reward card. Gonna break a couple of runes here. Circle Initiate, sadly, will never beast form now. If we put it over here, though, they get the easy trade. Here, it just trades with the guard, but at least he gets the guard out of the way. So if it's going to be negated either way, removing the guard, I think, makes more sense. They're going to flood this because it... Oh, and they had another Necromancer. Well, again... Just like the earlier video this week, sometimes you play against Control and they just have the right answers at the right time. This is one of those instances, sadly, yet again. So this would have got the job done a few turns ago. Will not do so now.
The Nords must take back Sky.
For Valenwood. There's nowhere the hunter becomes the hunted.
Alright. All we can do is try.
Well, let's see if we can find something useful.
Wow! What about these draws? That's all 3 Reclaimers, 2 Necromancers. Is the Reclaimers enough? 4, 9, 11, 14... 7. They're 1 off of lethal right now.
To use.
Oh, and they also just find the Fire Bloom. Well, that'll get it done. We needed our 5/5 to survive.
Easy as hunting a red skeever in the snow.
We're gonna keep trying to top deck charge. I'll be honest, I would have conceded this game if I was just grinding the ladder a long time ago, gang, but since we're doing this for YouTube, we'll keep trying to push through. In theory, we're not out of it yet. In theory.
Let's put these to use.
I mean, they're gonna have an answer for this. Oh, and now we're out of it officially. There they go. So yeah, sometimes, I know we said this earlier in the week, sometimes Control just has the right answers at the right time. So... the combination of drawing Sentinel Reclaimer and the Giant Bats and 2 Necromancers and the Blackhand Messenger, that'll get the job done. We had a few turns where we had live draws still, but in the end, not enough to get through that much health gain. I'd like to go back and see exactly how much health they gained, because we were on the cusp of winning despite double-digit health gain there. But that's it for this video. If you made it this far and you're listening to my ranting still, I appreciate you. Until next time, may you walk on warm sands.